question is, what moves you?
Qualcomm Stadium in beautiful San Diego, California. We're ready for the 2-5 Browns against the 5-2 San Diego Chargers. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker, Romeo Crennel and his Browns are coming off a 20-13 win last week at home against the Jets. And on the other sideline, Marty Schottenheimer and the Chargers defeated St. Louis 38-24 last week at home. 21st meeting between these two teams. Chargers lead the series 12 games to 7, and we've had one tie. Chargers won the toss. They will receive the football. Back deep, Michael Turner. And Turner will take a knee in his own end zone. So that brings out Philip Rivers, the starting quarterback for the San Diego Chargers. Last week, 15 of 23, 206 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. He's thrown only one interception in his last 105 attempts. Let's take a look at his linemen: McNeil, Dielman, Hardwick, Goff, and Olivier. The backs and receivers. The great LaDainian Tomlinson leads this team in rushing yards and also receiving. Gates is a terrific tight end, one of the best in the NFL. There's LT, 1st and 10 at the 20. Tomlinson running over the left side, crosses the 25. Picks up 7 yards on the play, stopped by Andre Davis. Defensively for the Browns last week against the Jets, the defense forced turnovers and held the Jets to only 193 total yards. They use a 3-4, Orpheus Roy out, so Eason plays today. And the linebackers, Willie McGinnis won't play. He has an ankle, so Matt Stewart starts in his place. And in the secondary, Brown will start. Davin Holly is out because of an illness. And this is Tomlinson turning the right side, and he gets to the 30, gains 4 yards. Matt Stewart with the tackle.
Well, Gus, the Browns had a little optimism come their way last week when they were able to stop the run against the New York Jets and came out with a big victory. As you see there, Ted Washington, he's a difference maker inside. He's a big, perfectly built, prototypical nose tackle for a 3-4 defense. But make no mistake, Gus, the Browns are injury-riddled on defense, and they're going to need a big day for some guys they don't depend on usually.
1st down and 10 at the 31. Rivers passing underneath. That ball is caught. Eric Parker making the reception. Parker having a fine season. He gains 10 yards. But how about Philip Rivers? Spent the first 2 years, Steve, as the backup to Drew Brees. Didn't play, but he has come out this season, his first season as the starter, and proven to be a very efficient quarterback.
And people around the country who aren't familiar with him, they might look at San Diego and say, you know, they're finding out about this young guy. It's his first year as a starter. Let me tell you something. They've found out all they need to know. This guy is a player, and the Chargers have got their quarterback for years and years to come.
1st down and 10 at the 41-yard line. Play action. Rivers sets up deep in the pocket over the middle, and it's caught. Parker again, 1st down at the 40. He gains 19. D'Qwell Jackson, the rookie linebacker out of Maryland, making the tackle.
It's interesting when you watch San Diego play. They've got 4 wide receivers they use. You see here Eric Parker. He is very, very good down the field and in and out of breaks. He's a great wide receiver, but they also have other wideouts they use. Malcolm Floyd, Vincent Jackson. Those are great big guys. They're both 6'5" and over 200 pounds. Very physical. So the Chargers, not only do they have great weapons with LaDainian Tomlinson and Antonio Gates, their wide receivers come at you in different ways as well.
So an injured player from Cleveland, it's Lee Bott, the starting left corner. They've had all kind of problems in their secondary this season with injuries.
That right there is disastrous for Romeo Crennel. I mean, they cannot afford to lose any more bodies in the secondary of their defense. Willie McGinnis is inactive today. He's on the sidelines.
Orpheus Roy.
I mean, those are 2 guys that the Browns depend on to play well defensively. They lost both of them for today.
Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego, California. Perfect day here in Southern California. And we have the Browns and the San Diego Chargers, a 2-5 team versus a 5-2 team. The legendary Charger girls are fired up for this game as well.
It's also Alumni Day here at the stadium. They had all the old Chargers, who are some of them from original Chargers from back in the early 60s, and of course the Chargers show up in their powder blue uniforms.
Chargers on their opening drive, 1st down and 10 now at the Cleveland 40-yard line. Keenan McCardell in motion. Rivers fakes the reverse, steps up in the pocket, fires to McCardell in the flats, and McCardell goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Terrific looking defense as Perry comes up and makes the tackle.
And for all the injuries that the Browns have had, the one thing that you notice about them, one thing the Chargers kept telling us about the Cleveland defense is their discipline. They keep everything in front of them. They rarely give up the big play, and they're disciplined. They stay at home with that, and you saw that misdirection, the fake end around, fake reverse, play action. They stayed at home, and Todd Grantham, the defensive coordinators, got his guys playing solidly with a lot of injuries.
2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Tomlinson the lone setback. LT. And Tomlinson ridden down on the play. Sean Thompson, 4th-year player out of West Texas A&M with the tackle after a gain of 3. But over the last 3 games, Steve, LaDainian Tomlinson has been on fire.
Yeah, because he has been, as the old saying goes, a wrecking crew. This guy, 6 touchdowns, a couple of receiving touchdowns. He throws them, he catches them one-handed. He is an MVP candidate each and every year of his career, Gus, and this year is no different. I know it's difficult for a running back sometimes to win the offensive MVP of the league, but this guy is in the running every single year.
3rd down and 7 at the 37. Chargers need to go to the Cleveland 30. Tomlinson in motion out of the backfield. Rivers underneath, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. Looks like Antonio Gates will pick up the 1st down. DeQuell Jackson with the tackle.
That's an interesting look there, Gus. The Chargers don't normally go empty. And there on the first 3rd down, a 3rd down and 7, they go empty in backfield and hit Gates down the middle. I'm sure that the Browns were not expecting them to go into that formation, and they made it work.
So Antonio Gates, as you take a look at his numbers, Pro Bowler, came out of nowhere a few years ago as a basketball player at Kent State that converted to football, and the rest is history. Tomlinson pops it outside, down the sideline. LT tiptoes out of bounds at the 10. It's a gain of 19.
Well, so many times you hear about the offensive line and how well they block for LaDainian Tomlinson. Watch Antonio Gates, the wide receiver at the top, comes out, gets right up into the safety right here. Great blocking downfield. Last week, LaDainian Tomlinson broke a couple of big ones, and all of them were helped by wide receiver blocks, and also, of course, Antonio Gates in that situation down the field as a wide receiver.
Tomlinson already 4 carries, 33 yards. This is the opening drive for the Chargers. Gates in motion. LT right side this time, and he goes down inside the 10. Andre Davis coming up with the tackle.
It was down close, Gus. The field becomes very wide and very short. So the question is, can you run the football down there and also spread the defense thin enough for LaDainian Tomlinson to find some gaps in the running game? And if they don't spread them out thin enough, as you see there, 16 touchdowns and 11 field goals, their offense is very potent. It's because of number 21. He can catch it, he can throw it, he can run with it. You got to watch him plus everybody else.
10th play of the drive that started at the 20-yard line. Flag on the play. Rivers throws on the run. It's caught inside the 5 by Tomlinson, who motioned out of the backfield, but Lorenzo Neal may have moved.
You're right. They had 2 guys in motion. Lorenzo Neal twitched while Tomlinson was in motion. You can't do that.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving without resetting on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
It's amazing, Gus, when you come down into these crucial situations, sometimes on 3rd down, but a lot of times when you get down where you're about to score, you see a lot of those penalties of guys just getting a little bit twitchy. They know it's going to be a big play. They know they've got a chance to score on the play, and they just get a little antsy. And you see little small mental lapses like that down close.
This Charger offense, one of the best in the NFL, ranking 3rd overall. Chargers offense averages 370 yards per game. They're 2nd in the NFL in rushing. 2nd and 12 at the 13. Rivers looking, far side, lets it go, and it's caught at the 11-yard line by Malcolm Floyd. Young man out of Wyoming. It's a 2-yard gain. And that will bring up 3rd down and 10.
Excuse me, guys. This is where the Chargers come down, and this Cleveland Brown defense is one of those bend but don't break defenses. You'll move the ball down there close, but when you get down close, they still have the ability to keep everything in front of them. As you see, the Browns run in a whole new crew of defenders now to match the Chargers defense. We'll see what happens, but look for the Browns to stop everything short of the goal line.
LaDainian Tomlinson lines up as a wide receiver at the top of your screen. Empty backfield for Rivers out of the gun. Rivers throws a slant, and it's knocked away at the last moment. Great defense by the Cleveland Browns. Parker, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and you'll watch here as Brian Russell's going to step in on this play, knock it away. It's a tight throw, and just as I said, the Browns didn't back up into the end zone. They stayed with their heels right on the end zone and attacked the ball when it came out. That's been the way the Browns have played defense in the red zone. It makes their other teams settle for 3 points instead of getting the 7.
Brings on Nate Kading in to attempt a 29-yarder. It's up and good. So the Chargers drive it down the field starting at their own 20-yard line and eventually have to settle for a field goal. San Diego taking the lead 3-0. The bend but don't break Cleveland Browns doing a fine job defending once San Diego got inside the red zone.
And both teams will take away a little bit of positive vibe from that drive. Yeah, the Browns gave up some points, but they didn't give up the touchdown. And of course, the Chargers will feel good about being able to move the football at will, seemingly, until they got down close.
So Marty Schottenheimer watches his team off to a good beginning, taking that 3-0 lead. 12-play drive for the Chargers, covering 69 yards. And San Diego eats up 7 minutes and 13 seconds.
They did it both ways, and you can see now when you watch the San Diego Chargers and how they move the football, Phillip Rivers has really emerged into a guy that gets it done for them. He made some tight throws. The last throw was stopped at the goal line, but Phillip Rivers is a great player, and he's surrounded by great players.
Joshua Cribbs, who just signed a new 6-year contract on Friday, returning for Cleveland. And Cribbs gets up to the 25. Bao Ju with the tackle, and it's a 24-yard return. So offensively, here comes Charlie Fry. Last week, 15 of 22, 141 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He was sacked 3 times, and he's thrown at least 1 interception in 8 straight games. Let's take a look at his lineup. In front of him, Schaefer Andruzzi. Braley's the center with Coleman and Butler. The backs and receivers, Ruben Drones, 33 carries last week against the Jets, 125 yards. Winslow, the self-proclaimed best tight end in the NFL, and he comes to play here at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, California, the home of his father, Kellen Winslow Sr., a man that was pretty good, Steve, to say the least, when he played in San Diego. Now Fry on first down, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. Steve Hayden with the tackle. Defensively for San Diego, the Chargers defense gave up 327 yards passing to St. Louis last week. Let's take a look at the linebackers. Merriman, Phillips, both out of the lineup. And when you look in the secondary, Florence and Jammer with Keel and McCree at safety. 2nd down and 4 at the 30. Three to nothing. The Chargers score on their opening drive, driving the ball down the field from the 20-yard line and settling for a Nate Kading field goal. So the Cleveland Browns bend but don't break defense has to consider that one a win as Cleveland takes over now, a 2-5 team coming off a win last week against the New York Jets at home, against a 5-2 San Diego Chargers team winning at home last week against St. Louis. First down and 10 at the 34. Braylon Edwards in motion. Drones breaks it back. Jones with some very good running. He gets to the 43 and picks up 8 yards on the play. But a look at the opening drive for San Diego. LaDainian Tomlinson playing a big part.
LaDainian Tomlinson, also Phillip Rivers finding all the different receivers. This is the big play. Tomlinson off the right side, and then that play at the goal line forced this field goal attempt, which was good, and the Chargers are up 3-0. The Chargers looked very impressive early on in that drive, but once they got down close, they really stalled and did not look very good in the red zone.
Second down and 2 at the 42-yard line. Expect a steady diet of Reuben Drones this afternoon.
False start. Offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's Cozy Coleman, the right guard.
We spoke to Charlie Frye yesterday and asked him about what he thought about this San Diego defense. He says they really rally to the football, and what he's going to have to do a little bit is work the cadence of his count, try and fake the snap count with his voice to find out what the Chargers are going to do defensively, and then maybe change the play after he's done that. We'll see if he can get it done with the play clock at 10.
Second down and 7. Frye out of the backfield to Drones, tries to make the first man miss and does. And gets to the 37-yard line. Donnie Edwards, veteran linebacker, comes up and makes the tackle.
And the Browns haven't been penalized very much this year, and you see that little penalty, that 5-yarder, is really going to cost them. Instead of a 3rd and about 3, even after that no gain, it's now 3rd and 7. On the road, Gus, you really have to be more disciplined. The crowd is going to make it difficult for your offense. You have to concentrate, and these early penalties come back to haunt you in drives where you're trying to flip field position and can't get it done.
Third down and 7 at the 37. Now Charlie Frye in the shotgun. Flag on the play again as Frye steps up in the pocket. And it'll be another false start penalty called against Cleveland.
It's a crowd penalty, Gus.
False start. Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
This time it's Kevin Schaefer, the left tackle.
And that's the Browns are using the silent count, and sometimes it's tough for the tackle to see, because they get so involved with the outside rush, they can't look both directions. They have to look in at the ball to watch the snap, but they can't look back outside to see the man rushing against them. And they kind of go by feel. And if they don't go by feel, they jump offside.
So it's a 3rd down and 12 at the 32. Browns have to go to about the 44.5-yard line to pick up a first down. Frye rolls out of the pocket, throws on the run. He's got Jurevicius over the shoulder, caught down at the 17. Joe Jurevicius with the beautiful catch, but it's an even better throw by Charlie Frye.
And watch as he buys some time, and this is one thing Charlie Frye gives you. His athleticism buys him enough time to make the big play, and Jurevicius with enough speed and a big body catching that over the shoulder, making sure that Clinton Hart can't get to the football. That's a play that was completely made there, Gus, by Charlie Frye's ability to buy time and give Jurevicius a chance to get open.
A 52-yard reception for Joe Jurevicius. Last year he was in Seattle, had 55 catches and 10 touchdowns. Coming up, Cleveland driving right after this.
Ding! You are now free to dip your toes in the ocean.
Ding!
Ding!
You are now free to see an old friend.
To forget what traffic sounds like.
Free to find your favorite state flower. Ding! Ding!
That ding is just cracking me up.
You are now free to get a low fare, even at the last minute.
Ding!
Ding!
You are now free to follow your favorite team.
Ding!
Ding!
You're now free to enjoy low fares coast to coast.
With frequent nonstops to 62 cities.
You are now free to move about the country.
Fred, I want upgrades. More speed, better security, and I want options by Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Rudy, why me?
Look, maybe I can get you some more time.
No, Tuesday's fine. I'll call CDW, work out some options.
Rudy.
Nobody responds like CDW. With fast answers to your technology questions, you get what you need when you need it. CDW, the right technology, right away.
Thanks for caring, man.
Here's how it works. Get the nation's slimmest smartphone at a very slim price. theCUBE. With easy access to email and Windows Mobile. It's the stylish way to work. Exclusively from Verizon Wireless, America's most reliable wireless broadband network. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
Murder on the links.
Looks like a hole-in-one, boss.
Turns into a turf war.
It's the Army-Navy Club.
We'll take the crime scene. You can take the other 17 holes. Suspected homegrown terrorist cell?
I think I know who their target is, boss. Us.
New NCIS CBS Tuesday.
Last year, Joe Juravicich's his longest catch of the season, was 52 yards. He comes up with a 52-yarder on the last play, 1st and 10 at the 16. For the Browns, running the football, Reuben Drones. And Marcus Harris comes up with the tackle, a 2-yard loss. Very difficult, Steve, for this San Diego Chargers team to play without Sean Merriman, who has been suspended for 4 games because he violated the league's substance abuse policy. And also, Sean Phillips has a calf injury. So
and the thing about that, Gus, is those two guys are fast on the outside. They bring a lot of pressure. And I think that's one thing that the Browns are going to be able to take advantage of. They don't have to double team the guys in there now. They had to double team Merriman and Phillips.
2nd down and 8 at the 14. Here's Drones. And hard. And Drones may be a yard on the play. Jacques Cesaire and Jamal Williams combining on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons that the Chargers have struggled down in this area of the field, Gus, defensively, is that they've been really afraid and vulnerable to the run game down close. It's been their Achilles heel. When you can do that, or when you're vulnerable to the run and you're own in deep, everything else opens up. You give up touchdown passes as well as short yardage first downs. But on these two plays, 1st and 2nd down, the Chargers have stuffed the run well.
3rd down 8 at the 14. Fry in trouble, bounces it outside again. Fly, trying, he can't turn the corner this time. Jacques Cesaire hauls him down, and Cleveland will have to settle for a field goal. That's a loss of 6 on the play.
Well, once again, Charlie Fry's going to extend this play. Looks like it's over right there, but he buys a little time. Unfortunately, the routes all ended up on the left side of the field, and Charlie Fry was forced to roll out to the right. He had no options. And sooner or later, those guys are going to catch you, Gus.
So that brings up Bill Dawson. He is in to attempt a 37-yard field goal. Got it up. And good. 1:35 to play in the 1st quarter. We're tied at 3 apiece here in San Diego. Back after this.
Like me and you, so let the voice of freedom sing out through this land. This is our country.
This is our truck, the all-new Chevy Silverado.
Nice picture.
Listen, would you like to see a movie?
Women want him. Men want to be him. On November 17th, Bravia won't be the only thing men and women agree on. Casino Royale. Brought to you by the world's first television for men and women. Bravia. Try your hand at Casino Royale at sony.com/HDTV.
The Visa check card. Because money shouldn't slow you down.
Life takes Visa. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Chevrolet, America's brand, Chevy, an American revolution. And by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it.
Welcome back to Qualcomm Stadium. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. This game tied up at 3 apiece as the Browns prepare to send it away. They went on a 9-play drive covering 56 yards. Dawson with the 37-yard field goal. Michael Turner from the 1. And he gets to the 26-yard line. A 24-yard return. Matt Stewart with the tackle. Let's listen to the sounds of the game.
Love San Diego. Can't get no better than this on Sunday, baby.
1, 2, 3, 1. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Cool play.
Thanks. How about a Bud Light?
Yeah, great.
Get on it.
That's not what you think it is.
Oh? Then what is it?
Oh! Did somebody open a Bud Light?
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Here, have mine.
Whoa.
Bud Light?
The dream is still alive. Someday it will come true. And this country, it belongs to folks like me and you. So let the voice of freedom sing out through this land. This is our country.
This is our truck, the all-new Chevy Silverado.
When it comes to being a better football fan, nothing beats Sprint NFL Mobile. You can watch exclusive game highlights of all your favorite players, like Peyton Manning. That guy's pretty good, if you like 6'5", 230-pound quarterbacks, laser, rocket arm. With NFL Mobile only from Sprint, you get customizable alerts and real-time stats on your favorite team. Maybe like Peyton Manning's team, maybe.
Get the only Moto Razor with access to NFL Mobile for $49.99. Sprint. Power up.
God or no God? Suppose I can't rule him out. And why am I fixing his mistakes? How do you know we're not the disease?
If I have to treat him like he's the Wizard of Oz every day, I'm gonna have nothing left for the patients.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was having difficulty with my hot air balloon.
Game tied at 3 apiece. San Diego takes over with the football at the 26-yard line. Phillip Rivers led the Chargers on a 12-play drive covering 69 yards on their first possession. This one is incomplete. And Tomlinson takes it out of bounds.
That was a backward pass, Gus. It's going to count as a fumble. As you see here, you're right. In November, the Chargers are pretty tough at home. Not only are they winning all their games, they're winning them by 2 touchdowns. That's a good month for these guys.
And one reason, the play of Phillip Rivers at NC State. He was second all-time in terms of passing yards in NCAA history. He was the most valuable player of 5 bowl games, including the 2004 Senior Bowl. Very bright man. 2nd and 14 at the 22. A tremendous student at NC State as well.
It's going to be delay of game. They missed the play clock.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Smart guys aren't supposed to have delay of game penalties.
Well, there are a lot of smart guys down there, but I'm putting that one on the coaching staff. It took them a long time to get that play in, and if they're going to call motion with Lorenzo Neal to get out the sideline, Lorenzo's not the fastest guy on the field. It takes him a while to get out there. Marty Schottenheimer calling for motion from Neal, and they just couldn't get it done.
2nd down and 19 at the 17-yard line. Neither one of these teams hurt themselves by receiving a lot of penalties. Rivers to pass over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan McCardell at the 33, a 16-yard pickup, and he's wrapped up by Sean Jones.
Just here, Keenan McCardell, he's been doing it for a long time in the NFL. He's been struggling for the last month or so with the hamstring, and only just now I think really looks like his old self. He's starting to run a little more crisply, breaking off his routes better and getting a little more separation. He really struggled, but to his credit, he fought through the injury and didn't leave the field. 23 catches on the year for McCardell. He's averaging 11.4 yards per catch, 3rd down and 3 at the 33. Browns say they have to get off the field on 3rd down. And that one is incomplete. Rivers throwing that behind his intended receiver, Malcolm Floyd, and that will force the Chargers to punt it away. And right there, he threw it just a little quick. I think he felt the pressure from the right side and just released it a little too quickly. He had a guy on the slant, and that's one of the things. You can tell the Chargers are starting to feel pretty good about Phillip Rivers because they're giving him a lot more 4 wide receiver sets, and even today in 1 or 2 plays, they've gone empty.
Mike Cyphers comes in to punt it from the 18-yard line. Dennis Northcutt back deep. Cyphers gets off a beautiful punt. And Northcutt starts at the 10. Northcutt with the seam. Northcutt in the open field. He beats Cyphers. He needs a block. Gets down the sideline. Northcutt at the 15, out at the 10. Dennis Northcutt finally knocked out of bounds by Antonio Cromartie, but what a run for that man. And once again, the Browns are in good shape. Game tied at 3.
Stand and fight. I do believe that's a dream for everyone. This is our country. From the East Coast to the West Coast, down the Dixie Highway, back home. This is our country.
This is our country.
This is our country.
This is our truck. The all-new Chevy Silverado.
I've been to Newark, Hackensack, 3 meetings back-to-back.
Conference in Maine, put faces to names.
Seminar, Lombard, big stack of business cards.
Stayed at Comfort Suites, got a hot breakfast free.
Warehouse, inventory, Portman had a funny story.
Big meeting, New Rochelle, told my boss, all went well.
This fall, stay at any Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality Inn, Sleep Inn, or Clarion Hotel. After 2 separate stays, you'll earn a free night with Choice Privileges. For reservations, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by TGI Fridays with a new spicy Jack Grill sauce. Everyone could use more Fridays. And by Comfort Suites by Choice Hotels with free Savory Starts breakfast.
And welcome back. Dennis Northcutt with an 81-yard punt return. 1st down and goal for the Browns at the 10. Reuben Drones leaning forward. And Drones gets to the 2. A 3-yard gain. Dennis Northcutt averaging 12.5 yards per punt return. 2nd in the AFC behind Kevin Falk from New England at 13.4.
It's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. What we see once again as the Browns get down close, they're trying to run that football and expose something in the Chargers defense. Hasn't shown itself yet.
We'll return to San Diego after these messages.
Today we're going to teach some Nimrod how to use a stereo.
Yes, sir.
First thing you need is a pair of Hager pants with those bigger, unrippable pockets.
Just how deep does that pocket go?
What you doing, yo? Hey, how you fellas doing?
Let me adjust your volume for you.
I wouldn't mind listening to some quiet. Get out of here. We'll see you next time when we learn how to say no thank you to telemarketers. Until then, we'll be right here making things right.
In the human body,
The heart pumps blood through thousands of miles of arteries every minute.
Inventor of the Jarvik artificial heart, Dr. Robert Jarvik.
But high cholesterol can clog arteries and lead to heart disease or a stroke. Adding Lipitor is proven to lower bad cholesterol an impressive 39 to 60% when diet and exercise are not enough. And today, clinical evidence proves that Lipitor can reduce both your risk of heart attack and your risk of stroke if you have several common risk factors for heart disease. All important reasons to ask your doctor about Lipitor. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. They may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Lipitor is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. Could you be doing more with Lipitor? Ask your doctor.
Start of the second quarter, our game is tied at 3 apiece. The MetLife Blimp, Snoopy 2, is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage this fall. Second down and goal at the 7-yard line as the Browns get all the way down the field courtesy of an 81-yard punt return by Dennis Northcutt, who was inactive last week because of a rib injury against the Jets. Smith and Drones line up in the I formation in the backfield. Hyde in motion. Play action. Charlie Fry rolls out of the pocket. Will they run it? Fry out of bounds at the 3.5-yard line. Jamal Williams ushers him out of bounds, and that'll bring up third down and goal.
And once again, the Browns attempting to use Fry's athletic ability, and this is supposed to be a quick pass over, and then Fry makes something out of nothing and gives him a chance on third down. No question that Charlie Fry's ability to run has really given the Browns a boost offensively. We've seen it 3 times here already today, and it gives them a chance here to go ahead.
Third down goal at the 3. Winslow in motion. Fry hands it off to Drones, and he's chopped down before he could really get going. Luis Castillo, second-year player out of Northwestern, with the stop.
And penetration is what does it, Gus. He comes right through Cozy Coleman, between Coleman and Fraley, the center, and just knifes in for the tackle. That's what you've got to do down close, Gus. Everything, all this about speed and all that. If you can knife through the offensive line and get penetration, it doesn't matter what play is called down there, you're going to blow it up.
So Phil Dawson cuts in to attempt a 37-yarder, make that a 20-yarder, good from 37 already. It's partially blocked and gets over. What a play. That one is partially blocked and somehow managed to get over. Derek Robinson with the hand on it. Browns up 6-3.
Coach, would you agree it's a little hot in here for a mock turtleneck?
I wouldn't disagree with it. I wouldn't disagree with it.
Coach, my buddies tell me when it's this hot, nothing's more refreshing than a cold Coors Light.
You know something? They're right sometimes. More often than not, they're right.
Coach, doesn't this guy's hat look awesome backwards?
A lot of guys might not have reversed that.
Taste the cold of Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Did your place kicker make this onion dip?
It didn't look like he made it from where we were standing.
Holy, I know. Every guy's looking to go high def. Our pledge is to help you wow them with the ultimate system.
Like the latest from LG. LG TVs let you see and feel everything in true digital reality. Now save up to $300 when you buy an LG TV with any home theater installation. Only at Best Buy.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
In the swinging 70s, free love came at a price.
We have new evidence in your wife's murder.
Maybe you killed her.
Oh my God!
New cold case, then.
Who's the last person to see her?
The priest.
The last time I saw her, the demon had been cast out of her.
So the exorcism worked.
New Without a Trace after a new cold case, CBS tonight.
Welcome back. Cleveland with a 6-3 lead. Barely.
Yeah, you saw a moment ago right here. The tackle goes down on his nose and leaves a gap between himself. That's Kelly Butler going down and leaving a gap between himself and Simon Fraser, allowing Derek Robinson to get in and get a hand on it.
The ball, though, does manage to get over the upright. Now Turner, a yard deep, brings it out. And Turner is chopped down at the 21-yard line. Flag on the play. He's stopped by Joshua Cribbs after returning at 22 yards.
During the return, holding number 57 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down San Diego, timeout.
13:42 to go. Back right after this.
Let's go.
What are you doing? You trashing my truck.
You serious?
Ford F-150.
Sorry.
Best-in-class payload outside, a ton of comfort inside. Treat it right.
Introducing the new Family Value Meal from Pizza Hut. Start with 2 medium pizzas topped any way you want them. Add breadsticks and cinnamon sticks and a 2-liter of Pepsi, all for $19.99. You always get more when you go for the good stuff.
It feels pretty stable.
Yeah. It's a lot better today than yesterday.
Let's see how it feels.
Okay.
All right. Dislocation. Yeah, we're going to have to pop it back in. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You wouldn't make it in pro football, but you can get inside with VCast. Download Madden's weekly game reports, get scores, stats, and more exclusively from Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Looking for great prices on thousands of DVDs? Circuit City makes it simple. Starting Tuesday, take home Cars at an unbeatable price. Plus, pick up Curious George for just $13.99 at Circuit City.
When two totally different teams link up,
we had to work with the Blondes.
Will nice guys finish last?
We gotta get rid of these people.
A new Amazing Race, tonight after 60 Minutes.
Tomorrow, Dave's all new with Will Ferrell, plus
Watch my toupee!
Jack Hanna's Animals. And later this week, don't miss Kiefer Sutherland, Dustin Hoffman, and the new James Bond, Daniel Craig.
Welcome back. Browns with a 6-3 lead. San Diego takes over at their own 11-yard line. And they hand the football off on first down. Michael Turner running the ball. LaDainian Tomlinson not in the backfield. No gain on the play.
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson split to the far side, and Turner ran right into Ted Washington. We spoke to Marty Schottenheimer. He said, you're not going to move Ted out of the middle. You're going to have to run around him at some point, and they just couldn't reach around him that time. He stepped right into the hole, and that's the guy who broke Turner's progress.
So no gain on the last play. Second down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Neal and Tomlinson in the offset eye. And a whistle.
There you see it, false start.
False start. Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's Kasim Osgood, the wide receiver. 4 penalties against San Diego for 25 yards.
And you see now the Chargers do something not very many teams do. They'll run off a couple of wide receivers and run on another pair of wide receivers. These are the fast guys that come on the field. The big guys just left the field.
2nd and 15 at the 6. Rivers throws to the far side. That one caught by McCardell. Brian Russell, Andre Davis with the tackle. Let's take a closer look at Phillip Rivers.
You got so many people, and I said this earlier, that a lot of people down around the country believe the Chargers are kind of waiting for this guy to emerge, kind of protecting him. That's really not the case. This guy is playing like a real pro. Fourth in the NFL in quarterback rating. You saw what he was doing, completion percentage, and believe me, he is good enough, even as a first-year starter, to run the offense. He doesn't just manage it, he runs it.
3rd down and 8 at the 13. Rivers fires down the middle, incomplete. Intended for Antonio Gates. Terrific defense, though, by Brodney Poole. And the San Diego offense will have to send it away again.
You know, this is Antonio Gates coming out off the ball, and let's face it, even Gates said this. He goes, I'm kind of a basketball player playing football, and right there he tried to hold Brodney Poole away from the football with his body, but Poole made a great play.
Tried to post him up,
He tried to post him up and couldn't block him out.
So Cyphers will send it away. 3 yards deep in his own end zone. His last punt, 58 yards. He pops this one high in the air. Northcutt fields it at the 49. So the Browns will have excellent field position after the 38-yard punt.
Nobody.
Who is it?
Does it
007.
better.
Bond.
Bond. You noticed. You want to journey? Welcome, Mr. Bond.
Bond? What the hell are you up to?
On November 17th, Bond is back. Casino Royale, rated PG-13.
There are more Ford F-Series trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand. That's a legacy we're proud to pass down.
Today, I will earn rewards points faster than ever. For speed enhancement, I wear these striped pants. Victor, change it to something faster. I'd like 2 plane tickets to Miami using my City Premier Pass credit card. Since I also have a Citibank checking account, I get more points for paying my bills online. Victor, how do I look?
Fast.
Grrr, tiger fast. Thanks to City, no one can touch my rewards point skills. Rewarding, very, very, very rewarding.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Citi. Earn reward points in more ways than ever with Citi. And by Ford F-Series. Built for bold moves. Built Ford tough.
Welcome back. Browns with the 6-3 lead. They've had great starting field position here in the first half, averaging from their own 45-yard line. They have it at the 49 right now. Charlie Fry over the middle. Braylon Edwards can't make the catch. Intercepted by Donnie Edwards. And Donnie Edwards is down at the 40.
Yeah, he took a hard shot low after the interception. As you saw, he got upended.
Donnie Edwards, an 11-year veteran who played for Marty Schottenheimer in Kansas City, came over to San Diego. Our first turnover of the game.
Nothing compares to the right gift. That's why our pledge is to wow everyone on your list.
And now, get the movies, music, and video games they really want and earn double Reward Zone program points. Wrap up the wow, only at Best Buy.
The best in German engineering. A powerful motor. And a handling system for precision and control from Braun. Introducing the world's first electric shaver with the expertise of Gillette Blade technology. Precisely angled edges cut hair more effectively with every stroke. For Braun's closest, most comfortable shave ever. It even cleans and renews itself. The new 360 Complete from Braun. Precision, control, perfection.
Welcome to a network where being here is being there. Welcome to the Human Network.
This fall, NFL Network invites you to our premiere of live NFL games. A new tradition begins. At the place, football season never ends.
Donnie Edwards limped off the field on his own after picking off the Charlie Fry pass. Reuben Drones really delivering a blow.
Yeah, Reuben Drones coming in, and that's the way you do it. If you're going to tackle a big guy, go low. Donnie Edwards didn't see him in time to get his feet off the ground.
Charlie Fry now 9 straight games with an interception. First and 10. LaDainian Tomlinson, and he gets to the 44-yard line. Let's take another look at the interception.
As this play's coming, he's trying to get the ball to Braylon Edwards, and the ball is tipped up. Edwards gets both hands on it. And then the ball's tipped up, and Donnie Edwards comes over.
4 yards. 2nd and 6 from the 45.
As you'll see here, right to him, and then Drones comes in low, and Edwards just couldn't see it. You see it looked as though it was his left knee, but it's hard to tell. He did walk off under his own power.
2nd down and 6, play fake. Rivers throwing off his back foot to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Keenan McCardell. Ralph Brown covering defensively. And Ralph Brown in the lineup today. Davin Holly is out. He has an illness. And they have really had to switch around some things in that secondary for Cleveland. Davin Holly out. Baxter has been in and out. Lee Botton has a knee injury.
And there's Donnie Edwards there testing that knee out. We'll have to wait and see if he can get back in the game. It would look to be a pretty good hit when he went down, but he walked off pretty good. So we'll see how bad he is injured and if he's going to try and go.
3rd down and 6 at the 45-yard line. Here's Rivers with time. Throws that one underneath, and it's caught at midfield. And that's Parker with the reception. Gains 4 yards.
You'll see here, watch as he comes across the formation, weaving his way through. It's illegal for them to run into any of the Browns players, but they can try. What they try and do is get the Browns players to run into each other when they cross like that. And they didn't have to do it that time as they came open, but it was short of the first.
So the Cleveland defense doing a fine job once again as Cyphers will send it away from the 34. Northcutt back deep at his own 10. End over end kick for Cyphers. He wants it to bounce back. If it lands on the ground, and it's fair caught by Northcutt, a 40-yard punt. This time, Cleveland will start from their own 10.
With more trucks on the road with 250,000 miles than any other brand, there's nothing tougher than Ford F-Series.
Hey, Jack. Dad? That looks like my old truck. Well, now it's your new truck.
Bold moves. They happen every day.
Dell doesn't just keep our business running. Dell keeps it growing. Because Dell technology is easier to scale. But even better, Dell designs it all around our business and where it's going. So they not only deliver the right solution for today, they help us map out a plan for tomorrow.
Dell PowerEdge 2950 servers feature the reliability of dual-core Intel Xeon processors. It's your enterprise, so every Dell solution is purely you.
Wednesday.
There will be an explosion, a bomb. People will die.
A bomber.
This is only the beginning.
With a short fuse.
You're all going to be very busy.
And he's really...
There's another bomb at the post office.
Really?
We're chasing this guy. We gotta do something to get ahead of him.
Tipped off.
Stop the car! There's a bomb under your seat.
New Criminal Minds. Then Deadly Paintball Wars, a CSI stalker.
Hey!
And did we mention aliens?
Who texts you so they can't read your mind?
We're good.
A new CSI New York Wednesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, always a good call. And by Ford F-Series, built for bold moves. Built Ford tough.
Welcome back. 6-3 Cleveland leading on the road, but they take over at their own 10-yard line. Reuben Drones, the single setback. Chargers showing blitz. They back out of it. Drones over the right side. No room at all. Luis Castillo leading the way. This week on the NFL.com, Boomer Esiason talks about how Michael Vick, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning are the three superstar quarterbacks in the league and why. It's all on NFL.com.
You know, one thing that's going on here, Gus, you see Donnie Edwards still getting worked on. Sean Merriman and Sean Phillips are both out of the lineup, too. They're starters. Also, now Donnie Edwards is out. They've got some real problems with their linebacking core right now. You got some backups to backups playing, Gus.
2nd and 9 at the 11. Drones again running straight ahead. And Reuben Drones gets close to the 15-yard line, down at about the 13.5. Derek Robinson with the tackle.
You got Stephon Cooper and Tim Dobbins in the game, and let's face it, Gus, when you've got special teams guys playing starting linebacker, it's going to change the way you call a football game defensively. Wade Phillips is really kind of doing it right now with smoke and mirrors for the Chargers.
Marcus Harris and Carlos Polk already starting this afternoon in place of Sean Phillips and Sean Merriman. So as you mentioned, with Donnie Edwards on the sideline, there are some opportunities for this Cleveland Browns team to take advantage of the linebackers for San Diego. And a timeout on the field, 8:46 to play here in the second. Browns up by 3. And we will stay here.
Yeah, the officials gave us the pump fake. They're going to stay right here. And you're right, Gus. Really, the problem for the Chargers becomes who's going to play, because they've already been shuffled. Marty Schottenheimer, along with his head defensive coordinator, Wade Phillips, running this 3-4 defense. You got Matt Wilhelm in the middle now, along with Stephen Cooper and Carlos Polk. Tim Dobbins are in. Now they've got their nickel package on the field, which brings Antonio Cromartie in. I mean, they've got some guys out there. This is a team, the defense right now, where these guys are looking around saying, okay, they know these guys, but they haven't played much together.
3rd down and 5 at the 15. And that should open up some room for Kellen Winslow Jr. going against these inexperienced linebackers. Here's Fry, steps up, wants to run, and is stopped at the 15. Incomplete, a 1-yard gain. Charlie Fry under all sorts of trouble. Marlon McCree in on the play.
Well, as long as they've got Marlon McCree on the field, at least they know one thing. Their defensive backfield will be lined up properly and know what their assignments are. And this is a pressure sack. Excellent job by the defense. McCree comes up late after Charlie breaks contain and makes the tackle. That's a great defensive series for the Chargers.
Dave Zastidle sends it away. Left-footed punter, wobbly punt. And it's fielded at the 39. Parker flags on the play, and he goes down at the 41. A 45-yard punt.
Yeah, this flag is going to be an illegal block in the back right at the start of where the kick was fielded.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, 10-yard penalty, 1st down San Diego.
What do you do when the person you're dating has a bad case of crazy eyes? Find out tomorrow on How I Met Your Mother, 8/7 Central on CBS, America's #1 network. Qualcomm Stadium. Fantastic day here in San Diego as you take a look at the penalty situation. San Diego with 4 penalties and Cleveland with 2. First down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Tomlinson in the backfield. Running over the left side, breaks it back and chopped down. Great job. Ralph Brown in for Davin Holly today. And Brown, 7th year out of Nebraska, comes up and plays the run well.
Ralph Brown was helped off the field early in the game, is back out there. That was a great tackle in space. It's something you don't see very often when a guy's trying to tackle LaDainian Tomlinson. But once again, the Chargers, and I think it's the smartest thing. It's easy to say from up here, Gus, but when you've got a player like LaDainian Tomlinson, man, hand him the ball, get him the football as much as you can. Is there Ralph Brown making the play out in space?
Michael Turner comes in now. He's in the backfield. Rivers, play fake, sets up, and it's incomplete. Ball intended for Antonio Gates, standing right with him, DeQuell Jackson, the rookie out of Maryland.
That happened right in front of the Charger bench. The Chargers wanted a penalty for pass interference. DeQuell Jackson might have got their hair early, but that ball was uncatchable. It was a good no call by the official. Marty Schottenheimer was right there trying to work the official, and they'd have none of it. That's a good no call and a good defensive play. As you see there, one of the linebackers out of the game for the Browns is Willie McGinnis. And that guy,
he has an ankle injury.
Yeah, he is a difference maker. They need him in there.
3rd down and 7 at the 35. Gates the motion man. Here comes the safety blitz, and they get to him. Rivers goes down. Sean Jones hell-bent to get to the quarterback, and he does.
Great defensive call by Todd Grantham. Watch as he comes right here. He is right there, coming right up through the middle, guard center gap, bang. He has nowhere to go. Phillip Rivers couldn't get rid of it, a hot route or anything. Timed perfectly by Jones, and Rivers feels the pressure.
So Dennis Northcutt stands at the 25. Cypher sends it away, and he gets off a bomb. Wow, backs up. Northcutt, he'll start from the 10. Northcutt around the corner. On his feet, still running and out of bounds at the 24. Good return, David Ben, the long snapper with the tackle. Cypher's 66-yard punt and a 16-yard return.
You see there a minute ago, Cyphers hit that ball high and short, and Northcutt was in his face saying, you don't want to kick it to me anymore because I had the big return.
Holding, return team, number 26, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Cleveland, timeout.
Sean Jones called for the holding penalty. Number 26 right there. Coming up with the Browns leading at 6-3. Cleveland with the ball at the 20, at the 15 rather.
If there were a store in your town called Peace of Mind, would you pay it a visit? Across America, in towns big and small, there is such a place. New York Life. It starts with our values of financial strength, integrity, and humanity, and continues with our agents. So look for us in your town. You may already know our people, and we are confident that peace of mind is why New York Life is the company you keep.
Once upon a time, there was this idea, one of those proverbial big ideas. An idea so big that it needed help making the leap between possibility and reality. This big idea? It's your idea. Now who's going to help you make it real?
I don't think you're supposed to put coins in there.
Want to get away? Now you can. With Southwest Airlines Internet Specials, you can fly to over 60 destinations nationwide for just $49 to $159. Purchased by November 16th.
You are now free to move about the country.
All right, Cleveland with a 6-3 lead, and their defense, Steve, has done a terrific job 4 straight 3-and-outs for the San Diego offense.
And I'll tell you what, that Charger offense is a load. I mean, they are a good offense, and Cleveland has risen up with backups at cornerback, with injured linebackers, 2 of their great players, McGinnis and Orpheus Roy, out. The Browns defense is really doing a nice job.
First down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Drones over the left side, and Reuben Drones crosses the 15, gets to the 17 before the pile pushes him back. Matt Wilhelm leading the way, a 4-yard gain.
You know, Gus, both these defenses that we've been talking about the last couple of series are really having injury problems. The Chargers with Matt Wilhelm in there, Carlos Polk, Tim Dobbins seeing some action. These are guys not normally on the football field in first, second, and third down. Wade Phillips there, the defensive coordinator of the Chargers, trying to get it done. He's still got a full complement of defensive backs, and his defensive line is intact. But man, in a 3-4 defense, you got 4 linebackers out there, and they're shuffling those guys all the time.
2nd and 6 at the 18-yard line. Play fake, Fry in trouble, and somehow breaks a tackle, loses the ball. Touchdown, San Diego! Wow, what a play! Marcus Harris, right place, right time.
Tell you what, how good an athlete is Marcus Harris. And Charlie Fry trying to buy himself some time. And Gus, sometimes when you buy yourself an extended the play as a quarterback, scramble a couple of times, you try and do too much. Charlie Fry had no shot on that play, tried to do something, and it cost him.
So the defense getting on the board for San Diego. Extra point up and good. 5:49 to play. In the second, Chargers take a 10-6 lead.
You watch here, the pressure's right in his face. That's Randall Godfrey, and then he just coughs it up. And watch this as Marcus Harris, full uniform. Nice! I give it a 6.5 on the landing.
Hey, you got to give that a 10. He's got on shoulder pads and a helmet.
Very nice. Very nice. And I'll tell you what, Gus, that deserves a handspring backflip right there. A fumble recovery for a touchdown to give your team the lead. That's big.
Charlie Fry has now turned it over twice. 1 interception and a fumble. First career touchdown.
The fumble is the bad turnover right there, Gus, not because it led to points, but the pass that was intercepted was a tipped ball in the hands of Braylon Edwards. So Charlie Fry gets blamed for that interception when in actuality he threw it right into the guy's hands.
Marcus Harris with his first career touchdown, so Charlie Fry will go right back out onto the field. Joshua Cribbs is back deep. And this one, folks, coming right at you. From the 1-yard line, Cribbs breaks it to the outside, has an angle, and Cribbs out of bounds at the 45. Chased out of bounds by Grimaldi. But it's a 46-yard return. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan Shannon, and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. There's Marcus Harris with his first career touchdown, the fumble recovery. That play made possible by the veteran Randall Godfrey. Charlie Fry fumbling the ball. Now Fry and company take over at their own 48-yard line. Chargers ranked 2nd in the NFL in total defense. To the sideline, almost picked up. Whoa! Drayton Florence had a touchdown if he could have held on.
He sure did. Watch, and he'll just stop. He doesn't backpedal at all. He reads the quarterback. He doesn't care if it's Braylon Edwards or anybody out there because he's not looking at the receiver. He's looking right at Charlie Fry, and he rolled the dice, Gus, and he almost came out. Almost came out lucky 7 right there.
Charlie Fry has been shaky here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 at the 48. Fry throwing it up top for Jurevicius. He makes the over-the-shoulder grab, and there's a flag on the play, so let's see. It's a gain of 17. And this will go against San Diego.
Well, that's a great play by the Browns, coming right back to it. Jurevicius at 6'5", going up the sideline, just lofting it up, letting him use his body.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
And there you go. Drayton Florence right there. Watch as Jurevicius. You can see the height advantage he has. Florence is 6 foot. Jurevicius is 6'5". One-armed it right in. And as good as things were on first down, they went in a bad way for him on second down for Drayton Florence.
2 catches, 69 yards for Jurevicius, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Fry sets up in the pocket, throws over the middle, incomplete. Threw that one into triple coverage for Jurevicius. Quick jammer there.
Charlie Fry is staring down his receivers, Gus.
Yeah, Donnie Edwards told us yesterday that they were looking forward to facing Fry because he stares down his receivers.
Yeah, and right here you see Jurevicius come in, and Charlie Fry's looking at him the whole way, and the defense is watching. As you saw on first down when Drayton almost had the pick, they're all looking at Charlie Fry. They're not looking at the receivers or tight ends coming out. They're watching Charlie Fry and going to where his eyes take them.
2nd and 10 at the 35. Kellen Winslow Jr., the tight end at the bottom of your screen. Fry rolling out of the pocket, throws on the run. Edwards caught and dropped by Jammer. A 1-yard gain.
I'll tell you guys, you mentioned him right before the snap. Kellen Winslow Jr., he has not been a factor yet for the Browns, and I think he needs to be. Right here, he is wide open across the middle. The ball is already gone. You don't get a guy like Winslow running free very often because of the attention he demands. On that case, Charlie Fry got rid of the ball just before he could have gotten the big play to Winslow. They need to get him the ball.
Joe Jurevicius splits wide to the top of your screen. 3rd and 9 of the 34. Browns 1 of 4 on third down conversion. They need to go to the 25. And Fry breaks a tackle. Trying to run and is taken down again. Great defense by Jacques Césaire.
You watch here, and I'll tell you what, Gus, we've been watching it all day. Charlie Fry breaks that sack right there by Robinson and almost gets away from Césaire and can't. I mean, Charlie Fry, if there's one thing his teammates say about him, he's a competitor. He's going to keep fighting and getting loose and trying to extend the play with his legs. If he can hang on to it and not turn it over, his team will have a chance to win.
So a timeout called by San Diego, a 30-second timeout. 4:03 to play in the second. Chargers with the 10-6 lead.
She is the team mom of the Pittsburgh Steelers, mother of 53 boys. Big boys. That's why she's big on Campbell's Chunky. Campbell's Chunky. Hearty meals packed with big chunks of beef, chicken, or sausage. Savory soups and chili to feed an NFL-sized hunger. Team Mom, we salute you. Campbell's Chunky and new Chunky Healthy Request. Meals that fill you up right.
San Diego leading at 10-6. Dave Zastudel ready to punt it away. Check that. The Cleveland Browns will attempt a field goal. Phil Dawson will attempt one from 54 yards away. His career long is 52. He's done it 3 times. Zastudel gets it down. It's a line drive. No good.
Missed it. Wide left. He had the leg, Gus. He drove it out of there low. It almost looked like the Chargers didn't expect him to try that kick. They didn't really try and get any penetration. If they would have gotten up, they could have got a hand on that. As you watch, see, they don't really rush the kick at all. He drives it out of there, and it's left from the word go. But he does have a chance. He did have the leg on it.
So there are penalty flags on the field inside the 20-yard line.
And I think Romeo Crennel thinks they had too many guys on the field, which will give them another chance to kick it if they so desire.
Phil
and
Dawson
I think you do.
Came into this game 5 of 6 in his career from 50+ yards. And he may get another opportunity.
Prior to the snap, a member of the defense attempted to call a timeout. It would have been the defense's second consecutive timeout, which is illegal. It is an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on the defense, number 25. It is a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
Antonio Cromartie.
Well, you can call that on Cromartie, but there's no way he's going to call that timeout without somebody telling him to. And that's where they lose track of who called the timeout last.
So not only do the Browns get another chance, they get the football back and a first down with 3:59 to play in the second quarter.
That is a very big penalty. It's unsportsmanlike. It's not just delay of game. It's unsportsmanlike. So it's a 15-yard penalty plus the first down.
And now,
plus they get the field goal. That they didn't even make the field goal. I mean, that's a huge play in this game.
So now the Browns get it at the 22 of San Diego. First down and 10. Joe Jurevicius splits wide to the top of your screen. Reuben Drones is the single setback. Terrell Smith in motion. Here's Drones. And Drones gets inside the 20.
Well, here's the reason for the timeout. They thought they had too many guys on the field, so they tried to call a quick timeout to save them a 5-yard penalty and give the Browns another crack at the field goal. What they didn't realize was they had just taken a timeout before that. You can't take consecutive timeouts.
And Marty Schottenheimer is steamed. We had a chance to watch him practice yesterday, and at the end of practice, they go over all the different personnel groupings. Marty Schottenheimer coaches his team in terms of those special groupings. Charlie Fry steps up in the pocket in the end zone, incomplete. Braylon Edwards, the intended receiver, running a post pattern.
And you'll watch this. He's coming in. He's going to go up high for this. This has no shot. He comes to the outside and cuts under. This ball is uncatchable. Charlie Fry well over through this. And watch what happens to Winslow. He gets knocked right to the ground. Boom, right at the 5 yards, which is the limit. And that takes out all the timing of that route. I'll tell you, I guess I'll say it again. Winslow was the number 2 choice on that route. He needs to be number 1 a little more often.
Third down and 8 at the 20. Winslow does not have a catch in this game. Now Fry in the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket and is sacked. Luis Castillo coming hard around the corner. 4th sack of the day for San Diego.
Every time it's been a crucial situation, Gus. The Chargers have brought pressure. This time they do it with only 4 guys rushing. The Browns' offensive line has to do a better job against the front 4 of the Chargers. Fry needs more time than what they're giving him. There's only so much he can do with his legs. They're not giving him a chance.
Brings off Phil Dawson into attempt a 42-yarder. Good today from 37 yards out and 20 yards out. This one is up. Plenty of leg on it. And good. 2:44 to play in the second quarter. Browns hanging in there. Chargers lead it by 1.
I've been to Newark, Hackensack, 3 meetings back to back.
Conference in Maine, put faces to names.
Seminar, Lombard, big stack of business cards.
Stayed at Comfort Suites, got a hot breakfast free.
Warehouse, inventory, Foreman had a funny story.
Big meeting, New Rochelle, told my boss, all went well.
This fall, stay at any Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality Inn, Sleep Inn, or Clarion Hotel. After 2 separate stays, you'll earn a free night with Choice privileges. For reservations, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
We want to thank the MetLife Blimp for providing today's aerial coverage of all of the drama below. Look for Snoopy 1 and Snoopy 2 when they pass through a town near you. Close football game here in the first half. Chargers 5-2, Browns 2-5, and San Diego leads it by a point.
Think about coming in here, the Browns coming in at 2-5, and everybody thought, wow, they're on the road, they're on the West Coast, they're playing a Charger team that's loaded offensively. The Browns are nicked up at cornerback. I'll tell you, Gus, they play these games for a reason. The Browns showed up in a big way defensively here today, have really stonewalled the Chargers offense, and that's been tough to do for all the teams this season, and the Browns are making a play here that really look like a team that's getting it together.
Turner from the 1-yard line. And Turner returns it to the 25. A 24-yard return. Chargers very efficient this season when they have the football, Steve.
Yeah, they don't punt very often, and they also score touchdowns at a better rate than anybody in the NFL. I mean, and they don't turn it over. That's, I'll tell you what, the bottom one there, the turnover, the second in the league, that's Marty Schottenheimer all over.
Speaking of Marty Schottenheimer, he's so pleased with his offensive coordinator, Cam Cameron, former assistant with Joe Gibbs, rather with Norv Turner in Washington, and also a head coach at Indiana University. And he's done a fine job calling the plays for this Charger offense. Rivers sacked again. Wow. Simon Fraser make that Cameron Wembley with the sack, second of the day for Cleveland.
He went right around Marcus McNeil, the left tackle, right here. You'll see these guys right here, right at the bottom of your screen. I mean, he comes right, gives him a little dipped shoulder, and that's it, man. That's just a sprint to the quarterback. McNeil couldn't get him pushed deep enough to give Rivers a chance to step out of the way.
Wembley getting more playing time with Willie McGinnis being on the bench because of the ankle. They throw this one up top. Parker going up high on the sideline. That's a gain of 25. Eric Parker. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
And this is one of the things I really like about San Diego. They've got Parker is a great deep route runner. He comes in and out of his breaks, plus he skies to make that catch. The Browns have really got to do a couple of things to stop this. One, they've got to double team a guy, pick a guy and double team him. The second thing they got to do is get more pressure on Rivers. You saw the sack. They need more of
it. Football fans have become too reliant on one sign. So what do we come up with?
Luck. Sure, laugh.
I propose you use nickel when you need 5 defensive backs, or dime when you need 6.
But I think it's about time we show a little love to offense. Offense!
Let's issue a continuance on the defense and give the offense a tryout this season.
For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
No one has a more powerful network. We'll continue this later.
Switch to the Sprint Power Network. Buy one Katana, get one free. Sprint. Power up.
Ford Super Duty, the most capable pickup in America. Bold moves, they happen every day.
Prilosec OTC presents NFL Season of a Lifetime. A 5-2 start has San Diego fans thinking Super Bowl. For the chance to win an NFL Season of a Lifetime with your favorite NFL team, visit PrilosecOTC.com.
It's CSI Miami's wildest ride yet.
Why didn't he clear the last cable?
Little warning.
Sorry about that.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Chargers with a 1-point lead and the football. First down and 10 at the 44-yard line. Last 5 drives, 14 plays covering only 36 yards. LaDainian Tomlinson with only 7 touches in this game. 7 carries, 43 yards. Now Rivers over the middle, caught McCardell. McCardell down inside the Cleveland 30. Loose ball. Browns say they have it.
Only down by contact.
A 27-yard gain. Rodney Poole with the tackle. The Browns say the football is theirs.
Well, they're not going to get it. We'll see what happens, but it looked as though McCardell went down on the ground, might have caused the fumble, but they're talking about it, which is always a bad thing if you're on offense.
The ruling on the field is down by contact. First down, San Diego.
This is McCardell right in the slot, right in the middle of your screen. He's going to come in and watch as he catches this, has time to make a move. You see there what the Browns saw. They think the ball was out early, and it was. That's a fumble. The ball comes loose, and the Browns end up with it. I think I might throw the flag, but you can't. That comes upstairs. The coach cannot challenge inside of 2 minutes of the first half. We'll see if the officials go over and review this on their own. It looks like they are. It's Gene Steratore. And this ball, you'll see as the ball comes loose right there, that is a fumble. When he loses control of the ball like it was, that ball is loose, and I don't think the ground can be said to cause that fumble. And the Browns, no question, came up with the football. Romeo Crennel talking to his offense, trying to make sure that his players, his offensive players, stay ready to go back out there. Now, if they rule down by contact, that may open up a can of worms. Although these days, you and I have both seen some plays reviewed and not turned over that should have been, and plays that we thought were unquestionably good calls overturned. So this angle is what we saw. This is almost our exact angle from the booth, and I thought he was down right there, no question. But there's the ball obviously coming out. Now this angle is the definitive angle, and there's no question that ball right there comes loose. There's no disputing that. Now you can make a case. Now if you're the Chargers, you're saying right there he gets it back. He clamps it against his body, and then the ground causes it to come loose. He's kind of palming it, still trapping it, but I'm telling you what, that is not control, I don't think.
So they are reviewing it. Browns think they have a really good case, but sometimes when it goes to the replay booth, you never know what may come out.
You got that exactly right. And you can always tell, Gus, they have to talk it over. There's no question. I mean, because it's never cut and dry. The officials, and when you talk to the officials, it's like you're talking to somebody from another planet. They see and think about the game completely differently. Their vocabulary is different. Everything they look at is different. And when they come back with their ruling, they come at it from a completely different angle than the rest of us. So that's why you get some of these things that sometimes they review them and overturn them, sometimes they don't. And we never understand the reason why. But this is, I think, an unusually long time because he's not even looking. He's just talking to the observer, to the guy upstairs, and the communicator. And there might be, and I think in this case, this is my gut feeling, they're talking about where the ball should be spotted, which they would do if it was a turnover. Otherwise, they spotted the ball where they thought he was down. Plus, the ruling on the field, as you mentioned, is down by contact. And that throws another consideration into it because usually they can't overturn those because they call the play dead, although there was no whistle.
And we have another injury update for San Diego. Luis Castillo has a left leg injury. He is questionable.
After review, the ruling is a fumble recovered by Cleveland on the 28-yard line on the left hash mark. With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 52 seconds. 1:52.
Well, there you go, Gus.
Thank you.
That's what he was taking so long about. They want to see what the time on the clock was and the spot where they turned it over. Both teams, Cleveland has 1 timeout, San Diego has 2 timeouts left. You can see the turnover count right there. Although, you got to give it more than just a 1 turnover edge for San Diego, because one of their turnovers led directly to a touchdown.
So Charlie Frye and the Browns offense will get the football back at the 28-yard line. More importantly, they keep San Diego out of the end zone, off the scoreboard. First down and 10. Charlie Frye in the shotgun. And Frye throws it, and finally, looks like Kellen Winslow Jr. has his first catch of the game. Stopped by Stephen Cooper.
That is the first time they've even thrown to Kellen Winslow Jr.
2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. Frye stepping up in the pocket over the middle, and Winslow Jr. again with the catch. And he is tackled at the 37. Jacques Césaire with the tackle.
Crowd booing Kellen Winslow Jr. big time. Every time he catches the ball. Didn't quite expect that. Did you, Gus?
I didn't either. 1st and 10 at the 38. Frye again to the sideline. Braylon Edwards out of bounds, and the clock should stop. Cleveland inside San Diego territory with 50+ seconds remaining. Don't forget, coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, and the Boom for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report.
I think as we come to the close of this first half, Gus, it's interesting to think about how this game's going to go in the second half. The Browns with a new offensive coordinator, Jeff Davidson. How is he going to make adjustments against this Charger defense, particularly with the injuries at linebacker they sustained?
First down from the 48. Frye to Winslow again, and Winslow upended at the 36. Drayton Florence with the tackle. Remember, Phil Dawson, 5 of 6 in his career from 50+.
This is a good drive for the Chargers. Charlie Frye doing a nice job managing the game, the clock. Little chip block there by Winslow as he comes out. And I think one reason they're getting some space finally is on these plays here in the 2 minute, Charlie Frye seems to be looking elsewhere before he throws it to his spot. He's not staring down his receivers like he has so much of the first half.
3 catches now for Winslow.
All on this drive as well, Gus.
2nd and 10 at the 36. Cleveland has 1 timeout remaining. Frye, Winslow again, turns it up, and he's wrapped up at the 29-yard line by Bao Ju.
7 yards.
Charlie Frye quickly gets his guys to the line of scrimmage.
24 and counting, Gus. I think they got plenty of time. They're going to throw this.
Over the middle, Edwards!
Now take the timeout.
Braylon Edwards down at the 16.
They're going to spike it now.
Bao Ju again.
I'd rather take there. They took the timeout. I'd rather take the timeout than spike it here, Gus. They got it to the 15-yard line. That's what they did. Might have wasted a couple of seconds, but with 13 left, you can take 1 or 2 shots at the end zone, probably 1 at least, to try and get the touchdown.
So Cleveland out of timeouts. As you take another look at Braylon Edwards making the catch.
It's a nice throw, and I think that's one thing the Chargers may be willing to give. They didn't want to give up the yardage, but they will give up the throw over the middle to keep the clock running and force the timeout call.
So some interesting developments in the first half of the Charger defense. Sean Merriman out for this game. He was suspended by the league for 4 games for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Sean Phillips has a calf injury. Donnie Edwards went out of the game with a knee injury, so now you have a bunch of backups playing linebacker. Marcus Harris, Carlos Holt, Matt Wilhelm, and it looks like Cleveland is trying to get their wide receivers in one-on-one situations with San Diego linebackers.
That's exactly right, Gus, and that's exactly what they're doing. The problem is they're in the 2-minute drill and they need to get the ball outside. But you can look in the second half and you can just bet they're going to work the middle of the field on those matchups you just mentioned.
Charlie Frye cannot take a sack. If he does, it may be over. Here's Frye rolling out of the pocket, looking across the field, and he gets out of bounds.
That's a smart play there, and you said it, Gus. He just has to stay away from the mistake right here. He's coming out, and I think right here is Drones takes out the block and gives him a chance to get around. Right there, he hesitated, Gus. He thought he was going to throw it all the way back across the field. That could have been disastrous, and he did the right thing and just tucked it and took it out of bounds.
So it brings on Phil Dawson in to attempt a 31-yarder. Dawson has been good from 20 yards, 37 yards, and 42 yards in the first half. And San Diego calls a timeout.
You know, I'll tell you what, Marty Schottenheimer is old school, Gus. He is so old school. They always try and ice the kickers, and I have talked to a lot of kickers. I mean, I played special teams for a long time and talked to some of the great ones. Pro kickers welcome the timeout. Go ahead and try and ice me. It just gives me a better chance to make sure my spot's right. Everything is just right. We don't have to hurry or anything. And I think pro coaches should take a cue from what the kickers like and what they don't like. Don't call a timeout and try and ice them.
So you have to credit Romeo Crennel with the way his team continues to compete this season. They've had some opportunities to win games they not expected to win, and now Charlie Frye comes back on the field. What is this?
Well, I think they're going to take one shot at the end zone, try and quick snap him right here. He'll probably go to the top of the screens, try and hit Jurevicius, or maybe to the bottom to the triple wide receivers.
Here's Frye looking. Frye, and he throws it out of bounds with 4 seconds left. Now Dawson comes back into the game.
Yeah, they allowed that to happen. When the Chargers called timeout, it allowed the Browns to come up and say, hey, listen, we got 9 seconds. Let's try and throw one at the end zone. Of course, it didn't work out, but Charlie Frye did the right thing. They had a chance to tell him, say, don't do anything crazy. Take one shot. If it's there, do it. If not, we'll kick the field goal. That's a great job by the Cleveland coaching staff right there. Plus, getting them on and off the field, that is a little bit more difficult than you might think.
So this is a 31-yard attempt by Phil Dawson. As I mentioned, good from 20, 37, and 42 yards. Dawson looking for the lead, and he has it. So the Cleveland Browns drive the ball all the way down the field, and with 1 second remaining, they have a good chance of heading into the locker room with a 12-10 halftime lead.
Yeah, the only way that could have gone better, Gus, for the Browns is if they'd had 1 more second left off the clock and gone in right with no time left. You don't want to have to come out and kick this and have something crazy happen. You risk injury, you do all kinds of things, and the big play, obviously. Charlie Frye, I think at halftime is going to feel a little bit better about himself than he did otherwise before they got that last 2-minute drive in.
A lot was made about this matchup because there are 2 really special tight ends playing. Antonio Gates, a Pro Bowler, and Kellen Winslow Jr., a future Pro Bowler. Winslow Jr. saying that he's the best tight end in the NFL. Antonio Gates saying, young fella, you still have some things to prove, but I feel you are good.
Maybe that's why they're booing him, because he did come out and say that. And let's face it, San Diego Charger fans think they've got the best tight end in the league. But I'll tell you what, he may be cocky, he may be very confident, he may say a lot of things about himself, but I'll tell you what, Kellen Winslow Jr. is a very, very good tight end.
So they kick this one straight ahead, and it's recovered by the Chargers, and that will be the end of the first half with the score. Cleveland 12, San Diego 10. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station.
Annika Sorenstam and Fred Couples and Greg Norman and Nick Faldo are 2 of the teams taking on golf's big guns. The Merrill Lynch Shootout, next weekend on CBS.
CSI New York, CBS Wednesdays.
NFL Sunday Ticket brought to you by Levi's, the original.
We have
receiver in white pants. He's now wearing...
You don't have to be big to have a big idea, but you might need just a little help pulling it off.
Let's do it!
Way you move,
Multiply your possibilities. Introducing Intel Core 2 Duo, the world's best processors.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown with the scores from today's early games. It was the Baltimore Ravens picking up their second consecutive victory with Brian Billick calling the plays, but defensively, they got it done. 42 of their last 61 points have come off of turnovers, 14 a day. The Ravens now with a 2-game lead in the AFC North. In St. Louis today, it was Kansas City, 31-17. Kansas City now with 3 straight victories. Damon Hewitt getting the job done at 10 of 15, 148 yards with 3 touchdown passes in the victory there. The Jaguars with David Garrard at the helm. His first career 3-touchdown game of his career. 30-point winners over the Tennessee Titans. The New York Giants win their 5th straight. That despite Michael Strahan being out the second half with a foot strain, but they win it by 4 over the Houston Texans. The Washington Redskins, boy, what a battle against the Cowboys. Nick Novak with a game-winning 47-yarder with no time left, prevent the sweep by the Cowboys and win it by 3. The Chicago Bears' unbeaten streak is over. Joey Harrington, 3 touchdown passes there. The Bears' 10-game home winning streak is over. They lose it 31-13 to the Miami Dolphins. The Buffalo Bills improved to 3-5. Bills ending their 3-game losing streak. That despite having only 184 total yards and 25 minutes time of possession, but they forced 4 Packer turnovers to get it done. The Detroit Lions beat the Falcons by 16. 3 turnovers by the Falcons didn't help their cause at all. And the Saints sweep the Buccaneers 31-14. Breeze and company got it done. Coming up, we'll have all the highlights when the Sprint Halftime Report continues.
I'm not sure I have the right address.
Every time I see a pregnant woman, I just...
Okay, seriously, you gotta stop that.
Mr. Harris is headed this way.
Kiss me. I'm sorry, I panicked.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
And welcome back to our New York studios and the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown along with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason. The score at halftime, 4 Phil Dawson field goals allow for the Cleveland 12-10 lead over San Diego. Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, Shannon.
Pittsburgh is dominating this game, but 3 turnovers, and there's Javon Walker. 72-yard reverse. It fooled the cameraman, and they're not going to. It's got to be the number, JB. 84. There was a guy named Shannon Sharp that wore that number, and he was just like Javon Walker. Scored a bunch of touchdowns.
Should be. Not much happening in this game, guys. But here comes Marquise Douglas. He's going to force the fumble. Shante Spencer's going to pick it up, take it down to the 21-yard line. 49ers will settle for a field goal 6-3 at half. How about the Bengals and the Ravens? 2 early turnovers lead to 14 points by the Ravens. Bengals could never catch up. This interception by Samari Rolle. Watch him run it back, and this is what the Ravens defense does best. They look for big plays, and here comes Ed Reed. They hang on. They win 26-20, a huge win in the AFC North.
Larry Johnson had 172 yards and 1 touchdown. Damon Heward threw 3 touchdown passes to him to this guy, Tony Gonzalez, as they win the Governor's Cup 31-17 over St. Louis.
And Vince Young had 3 interceptions on the day, but David Garrard, who was 12 for 22, 177 yards and 3 touchdowns. How about Tiki Barber, 17 attempts, 115 yards and 1 touchdown. Eli Manning, 1 touchdown pass on the day to Jeremy Shockey, and an oh-by-the-way win, 14-10 for the Giants.
Troy Benson blocked Mike Vanderjagt field goal. Nick Novak is going to attempt one for the Redskins. They don't block his. They win 22-19.
Well, it's a heartbreaker. I really don't have too much to say. Just one of those games, could have gone either way. And it's a really tough pill to swallow.
And Rex Grossman had a rough day. He had 3 interceptions. This one right here by Jason Taylor goes 20 yards for a touchdown. Chicago Bears had 6 turnovers on the day. Joey Harrington, 137 yards, 3 touchdown passes as Miami wins.
But we came out the locker room with a chip on our shoulder, and look, nobody in the world gave us a chance to win this game today, and including a lot of people in Miami. So we're just happy for it.
You know, it hurts. You know, if it doesn't hurt, you know, how important is winning? You know, so it hurts bad.
4 turnovers by the Green Bay Packers, none by the Buffalo Bills. Only 8 completions by J.P. Lossman. But this one for 43 yards and a touchdown puts them up 17-10. They go on to win 24-10. Only 8?
John Kitna had 321 yards and a touchdown. Kevin Jones, 26 carries, $110, 2 touchdowns, and the Singing Lion, 6 carries, $138 in the tub as they win 30-14 over the Falcons.
Hey, Drew Brees, how good is he playing? Today, he was 24 for 32, 314 yards, 3 touchdowns. Drew Brees, and New Orleans Saints win.
And the Saints sweep the Buccaneers with that victory there. All right, folks, thanks for watching the Sprint Halftime Report. We'll send you back out for the second half right after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
Shark and his team of prosecutors are after a child predator.
Don't make this personal.
When I want your advice on a case, I'll stop by Skating in Hell and I'll ask for it.
All across the country, fans are seeing football in a whole new way. With unprecedented access to the NFL. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Fans have made NFL Network one of the fastest growing networks in television history. This fall, join us for the network's premiere of live NFL games. A new tradition begins at the place football season never ends.
We need an idea for a Super Bowl commercial.
Don Cheadle.
We already did that.
Can't repeat ourselves.
We can't repeat ourselves.
We've got to do something that's never been done before. Everything's been done.
Twice.
Can't get in the country.
Anyone? No. We need help.
Pitch us your idea for the best NFL Super Bowl commercial ever. Seriously. Sign up now at NFL.com/superad.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
Halftime in San Diego, Browns with a 2-point lead. The NFL on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
Catch the class. CBS tomorrow.
NFL Sunday Ticket brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Passion for excellence.
The wheel goes round and round, we keep it moving, and it don't slow down. The wheel goes round and round, we keep it moving. Round and round. The wheel goes round and round, keep it moving. Oh yeah. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. The wheel goes round and round, round and round, round and round, goes round and round.
Volkswagen and receive a custom First Act guitar. Plug into the stereo and rock your V-dub from bumper to bumper.
They trained him how to kill.
Did you like it? You point and shoot. Pop, pop, move on.
But they never taught him
I'm a soldier of the apocalypse, man.
how to stop.
1 point! You're a dead man.
This Friday,
No!
from the creator of Training Day, Christian Bale, Freddie Rodriguez, Eva Longoria.
Are you gonna be happy once he's dead?
Harsh Times. Rated R. Only in theaters this Friday.
Who was the last person to see her?
The priest.
The last time I saw her, the demon had been cast out of her.
So the exorcism worked.
Oh, hey guys, there's a better way to phone for less. It's called Phonage.
Is that the alarm?
Get unlimited local and long distance for just $24.99. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill. Sign up now and get 1 month free.
I think we lost him.